Andromeda galaxy work? Or how does any galaxy work? How is a nebula formed? How does a neutron star turn into a dwarf star? Good morning, everyone. Myself, Marumamla Sahasra from grade 8 B PAIS. I'm here to talk about the most intriguing questions that has ever popped up into my mind. But before I go through all that, I'm gonna tell you that this question is not something that I have heard anywhere else or that I want to hear. And that is, what if we can bring people back from the dead? So I said that I don't want to hear this question, right? Do you know why I said that? Well, I said that because this question sparks up a lot more interest in me than anything has ever done. So it's like whenever I hear this question, I get distracted from anything and everything I do. It's like I don't focus on anything else rather than this. And obviously, there are advantages and disadvantages. Then we have a technology development. Just imagine we combine the ancient days technology with modern days technology. Bam! It's gonna create this new hybrid that might as well take us to the Andromeda galaxy or have a rocket land on the sun. So I would like to end this with a quote. To a great mind, death is nothing but the next great adventure. But to an even greater mind, the solution to that is the best thing they could ever get done in their entire life. And by solution, I mean an answer that satisfies that person and that person only. This is me, Marumamala Sahasra. Thank you.
Sahasra, bravo. You've demonstrated exceptional theme and skills. We connected deeply to the content you talked about. Now, let's welcome Dhruv Manvikar to present.
Here to talk about a very important topic, no, but it's not very discussed about. So let's start with an example. So while coming back, you see a girl smiling at you, but you smile her back. Do you think that it will make her happy, but it will make you happy as equal as the girl, because you both create a gesture. A gesture is a movement of a body part, especially a hand or head, to create a meaning. So this is not actually a gesture but a micro gesture. So today's topic for the day is the power of micro movements and how small acts can change the world. In the focused world of grand gestures, micro movements you have a relationship with that girl because you made that girl happy. May feel insignificant, but when we chose to recognize them and to act to them, they have a power to create a ripple effect that transforms our life. Now it's my favorite part, the challenge. What micro movement will you create? What is a small intentional act you will create with anyone, your friend, your relative, or even a stranger? So with this, I end my talk. Thank you.
Thank you, Dhruv. You chose a great topic. Now let's invite Akshara to give her presentation.
Good morning, everyone. I am G. Sai Akshara of grade 6C, and today I'm going to talk about war. War, the ultimate atrocity. Just imagine you're at home with your family or friends, say, watching a movie, and then suddenly you hear loud screams and shrieks. You go out to check, only to find your entire neighborhood destroyed. Why this happened, you ask? War. War is the sole reason for this. How would you feel if you were in this scenario? How do you think the people going through this right now feel? War has adverse effects, not only on people, but also on the environment. Say, what causes these atrocities anyway? The answer to that is actually quite simple. Difference in opinions causes war. I am loving to see many organizations stepping up to promote world peace and also help people who are in natural calamities. Let's try to boycott the selling of weapons to civilians as much as we can. So it's a dream in the world that we live in today. So let's just start by doing the tiniest step right now. Let's think of hope and pray for those who are going through war right now, as we cannot even imagine the physical agony and mental trauma that they're going through. Thank you.
So how do you think your body and your brain reacts to that several problem? So this is me, Afshin Fazilat from grade 7B. Today I'm going to say about how does our brain work when the challenges are faced by us. To understand this, first let's understand what is resilience. Resilience is the ability of our brain to cope up with all the difficult situations. You might be thinking resilience is just skipping or avoiding the situation. No, it is not. Resilience is facing the situation and finding the ways through it. Our brain adapts challenges with simple process called neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is the ability of our brain to create new neutral pathways. After that, here comes the maths period. I had to solve a problem. I did it by pattern recognition. We react to things whenever we feel them. We feel the things with the simple messenger body cells called hormones. We have various hormones such as ghrelin, dopamine, and many others. Maybe you have heard about dopamine. Dopamine, which makes you feel happy, serotonin, which makes you feel stressed, and all another. Maybe even I'm hungry. So let me have my lunch. Bye and thank you.
Today I'm here to tackle one of the biggest questions. What is life? It is a question that has fascinated many people for centuries. Philosophers, scientists, poets, and even regular people have wondered about it. And yet there's no single answer to this question. Maybe this mystery is what makes life so interesting, so fascinating. Now let's proceed by knowing the scientific definition of life. Life is defined as something which grows, which responds to its environment, and which has metabolism, which basically requires energy to do various life processes. If we have a look at life in such a way, it includes everything from the tiniest bacteria to plants, animals, and even us, human beings. So life is a journey of survival. Every living thing trying to live, grow, and eventually create the next generation. At its core, maybe life is like a story. Every day is a new page and you're the author. Some days are happy and adventurous, others are calm and ordinary. And sometimes you also face challenges which change the whole direction of your life. But every page you write adds up to something unique. It's similar to a blank canvas, an open world where you can explore it or paint it the any way you choose. Thank you for listening. Hope this talk inspires you to think more about your life and what makes it meaningful to you.
God discriminated for your looks over your talent? Raise your hands. No one. Well, actually, that was my case one day. So that's why I chose this topic equality. Let's get started. I'm Samanvita from grade 6C, here to tell you about equality. In this topic, I'm going to be covering up what's equality. The question which is running in my head is equality enough and types of inequalities. Let's get started. Equality means the state of being equal, especially in status, rights, and in opportunities. Let's use it in a sentence. We fight for equality, equal pay. That's also used in a sentence, the word equal. Now, I have a question. Is equality enough? For bigger cities like Hyderabad, they have solved the equality issues. But what about the uneducated people, the people living in slums? They don't even know a thing about education or anything like that. Next up, social inequality. Social inequality refers to the unfair treatment meted out to the disadvantaged section of the society. For example, the backward classes. We can see there in this picture a girl belonging to the backward classes getting separated from the other people. And also, I thank Suvarna ma'am, Vishalakshi ma'am, and also Tainiyat ma'am for giving me this opportunity and also guiding me through my TED journey. With this, I like to conclude. Thank you.
You are in the middle of a storm. The sky is darkening and the wind's howling. The ground beneath you is shaking. But instead of a rain or thunder, this is happening inside your body and mind. It's the onset of puberty. Hello to the enthusiastic and ever-cheering audience. This is Sharani Srikakulapu from grade 8A, here to talk about the most transformative phase of our life, the teenage years. Teenage is often termed as the period of change. Now, what does that mean? What happens when you're in the eye of a storm? Let's break it down. Physical changes. In a biological perspective, teenage is termed as the period of rapid
physical changes. At puberty, you might feel that one day you wake up and your hands have grown bigger or your voice changed, your voice is different. Your body is growing in a way which is both exciting and strange. Besides all of this, the part of the brain which controls emotions is in an overdrive, which means emotions are intense. Now we know that teenage is not only about physical changes but also about mental changes. Emotionally, teenage is a roller coaster. Addiction can be of numerous types. The most vulnerable type in that is the TDA addiction, which is tobacco, drugs, and alcohol addiction. They might take first step by the influence of their peers, and the first step forces them to take many wrong steps which might ruin their entire life. And the next type of addiction is the social media addiction, which I have personally noticed in each and every teenager, including me. Step number 1, stay calm. Stay calm in every situation. Do not panic. Being panic stricken will only worsen the situation but would not make it any better. Believe in yourself. Tell yourself that it's gonna be okay and it's not a big deal. And step number 2, analyze the situation. Do not overestimate the problems and underestimate yourself. Stay calm, take a few deep breaths, and ask yourself, is the problem worth the stress you're taking? And then step number 3, find a solution. From all your analysis, find a solution. I would like to convey my message to all my dear teenagers that enjoy this phase of your life. This is the phase when you make memories with your friends, with your families. Do focus on your studies too. This was my set on adolescence. However, the perspective might change person to person. Thank you. This is Sharani Srikakalapu signing off.
Color psychology. In simple terms, color psychology is the study of how different objects affect our feelings and our emotions. Color has had a rich history that dates back to the Egyptian times. In fact, the Egyptians were the first ones to start using chromotherapy in 2300 BCE. They had painted all their surgical rooms orange and had sunlight pouring in through windows in order to heal anyone who stepped into the room. There are loads of colors around the world, but it happens that each color brings up a unique emotion and feeling. A few slides ago, I mentioned a term called chromotherapy, but now that I have mentioned it, you might be wondering what that could be. Well, chromotherapy is the study of how different colors of different wavelengths can heal certain disorders such as age-based cognitive decline and depression. I mean, isn't it fantastic how just being around colors can heal us? Graphic art like logos can significantly change how people can perceive our company. I also have a small question for you. Jade green is a color which, when I look at, makes me feel calm and refreshed. And the reason why we have favorite colors is actually because a favorite color evokes happiness and joy when we look at it. And as we can see, lighter tones tend to be people's favorite colors more than vibrant colors, because these evoke happiness better than vibrant hues. So this is me signing off, thanking you for
who have trained them, all the participants and the audience there. Of course, we have witnessed a very good event and we must appreciate them. So first of all, I want to is clap for them, please. Right? So thank you very much for the students, the participants and the teachers or parents behind them. But one thing is always there. There is always a room for improvement. Whatever mistakes you have done, are you satisfied? If you were thinking something else and something else came out, please work on that. Fine. Thank you very much for the parents to spare time and come. Thank you to all the teachers who were behind it for organizing the program. And we had a very productive time here with all the students. Wishing you all the best for your future. Thank you.
our respected principal ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for your support and encouragement and for this program to happen. I would like to thank Pallavi media persons for coming here and cover this event. Thank you so much, sir. I would like to thank our star speakers for making excellent presentations and making this talk show interesting and meaningful. I thank Janaki ma'am for being there for us to make this talk show a great success. I would like to express our profound gratitude to parents for we really appreciate all of the parents' constant support and encouragement. Without your help, kids would not have been able to present in such a great way. Thank you, one and all.